The plot of
Crash Bandicoot 3 WARPED
Unscripted. Spoilers, obs, go.
Alright, so the game begins just like in the last one. The Cortex Vortex exploded, but a part of it came crashing right into Earth and into a temple. And then you see Spirit coming right out of it. And then you see Crash and friends are doing stuff until they hear a weird maniacal laughter. And Aku Aku's like, we need to go inside the house now. And then this being is Uka Uka, and he's yelling at Cortex and being like, "How did you fail me twice, you idiot?" And then Cortex is like, "Please, it's an infernal bandicoot." And Uka Uka's like, "Okay, I'll make sure that you won't fail me yet again." And then Aku Aku is like telling them that he sealed away Uka Uka away, and then they're gonna stop him, but they just go all the way to the time twister machine and get all the crystals that they're about to steal throughout time. So Crash goes off and goes off to a medieval stage. While he's going through there, Cortex is just saying, "Hey, I got a mask now. How do you like it?" And then beats it, and then does more, like another level, and then Tiny shows up and he's like, "I'm gonna beat you, Crash. Don't you worry." And then Coco rides a tiger on the Great Wall of China, and that was fun. And then he goes through a dinosaur level and he gets crushed by a dinosaur. And then they collect all 5 crystals, and then Tiny's like, "Okay, I'm gonna face you in Gladiator Arena. So, gonna beat you now." And then Tiny's there, and Cortex is there too. And then Crash beats Tiny, and then they go on to the next stage. So as Crash is roping out, Cortex is all like, "Alas, poor Tiny, he hated everyone and everything, but a good heart nonetheless." And then Crash, he goes through a level, and then Cash goes through a motorcycle level, and he goes na 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 na, and then Dingle Dial shows up, and he's like, "Oh wait, I want them crystals on the Barbie. Give me your crystals." And then Crash and Coco, they get all the crystals, and then Dingo Dial shows up, and he's like, "Break out the butter, we're gonna make toast." And then Crash blows him up, and then Dingo Dial's all like, "You thrashed me, mate. No worries, but you'll be soon up against much worse." They go up to the 3rd stage, and then they come face to face with Entropy, who was the guy who created the entire Time Twister machine himself. And he wants them crystals, and he wants them now. And he's not going to stop at anything to stop them. And then Crash gets all the crystals, and he gets all mad, and then he faces him, and then he's like, "Now you're on my time, you little skunk. Give me the crystals!" And then Crash beats him, and he's like, "My time is up, but yours will be soon." And then as they're warping, Cortex is all like, "Oh no! You're gonna mess up everything, Crash! Everything!" But then you actually don't see any effect going on. That's kind of strange. And then Crash goes off to the 4th stage, and then there's one in the future, and Arabian Night. Maybe, I don't know, my internet's broken, so I can't check this. And then Coco goes through a flying stage, and this one is actually very important. And then they see Engine, and Engine wants them crystals. I don't know what Engine says. And then at the moon, Coco starts in a spaceship, and then she's shooting down Engine in his giant robot, and Engine says, "Woo!" and then Coco blasts Engine's robot, but then Engine goes up higher into space, and then he gets like another ship, and then Pura shows up, and oh, by the way, the tiger's name is Pura, by the way, and then they snap on, and then they start shooting down the ship, and then he's like, "Not again!" And then they go up to the 5th stage, and then Cortex is just laughing. Actually, this is later on. They got all 5 crystals at this point, and then Cortex is laughing, and then he's like, "It's funny. I should be all mad, full of rage and hate. But instead, you can give the crystals to me right now." And Aku Aku and Uka Uka start fighting, while at the same time Crash and Cortex are fighting. And then Crash sends him into a hole 3 times, and sends him right to the bottom of the Time Twister machine. And Cortex is all like, you know, maybe I should take a vacation on a nice big beach with a nice big drink and a woman with nice big bags of ice for my head. And then Uka Uka's all like, "No, we can get the gems." And then later on, Crash gets all the gems and the relics. And then, oh yeah, you also learn that Cortex's minions are actually robots the whole entire time. And then Crash does the exact same thing again. And then the whole entire Time Twister machine is about to implode on itself. And then Crash and friends. Oh, and Dinosaur he got from the Dinosaur times. This is important to the lore. And then Aku Aku is saying, "Well, good thing we made it out there. Can't imagine what it's like over there." And then you get to see baby versions of Cortex and Entropy fighting over Uka Uka in the prehistoric times. And there you go. And thus ends Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped on PS1. Good night.